Hello and welcome to the cryptocurrency news channel. We got some really good news about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is almost sure to go up. Grayscale has actually upped their game in December. Remember they actually said in December they stopped taking investors. That's probably because they had too many investors want to come in, and even on their aggressive buying policy, they probably couldn't satisfy all those demands because there just wasn't enough Bitcoin for them to buy. But it has now been revealed that there's a huge Bitcoin supply squeeze, and Grayscale has bought nearly 3 times the amount of Bitcoin, all of the Bitcoin mined in December, which means like all that MicroStrategy stuff, that had to come from other sellers because the amount coming into the market times 3 has been sucked up by Grayscale, which means all the Bitcoin mined was bought up by Grayscale, plus twice the amount of Bitcoin mined that was offered for sale by sellers was also by Grayscale. So there's almost nothing left for other people to buy. The 650 million, the 100 million that other people want, they either actually have to find some other OTC or just have to buy it off the open market. That's why Bitcoin has been increasing so much. I mean, we've been wondering why, who's buying? The institutions, that's who's buying. Like Grayscale bought 3 times the mine, the BTC mine. They probably went a large way in drying up the OTC market. They really did. They probably went up a huge way in drying up the OTC market, which means that some of the other investors that wanted Bitcoin had to probably buy off the open market. And even a couple 100 million buying off the open market could drive up the price quite a lot. Because, most of that volume in Bitcoin every day you see is actually just completely wash trading. And of course, wash trading is just kind of like crap volume. It's basically buying and selling at the same price. And any real buying would actually drive up the price. So the movement from 20 to 30,000, that I think was completely organic, spurred on by institutions having no other choice but to buy off the open market because buying off the OTC market was basically just flooded by Grayscale and maybe MicroStrategy and a couple of others, which means that anyone else buying Bitcoin from now on probably has to buy up the open market. Grayscale, remember, stopped letting people buy its BTC fund or crypto funds, mostly because there was probably too much demand for the supply to meet. So I guess in the new year, they'll continue buying at this rapid pace, or maybe even try to increase the rapid pace for any Bitcoin that there actually is, which means the OTC market is basically drying up. And once the OTC market dries up, like I said, all these other big investors, plus all your retail investors, will have no other choice but to buy off the retail market. And when they actually buy off the exchanges in the retail market, that goes up. So I don't even think we've seen the bulk of the rise yet. I'm very, very bullish about 100,000 now for Bitcoin because of news like this, because I know for a fact now that, well, I don't know 100% for a fact, but I'm 95% sure for a fact that the OTC market is essentially almost dried up. And unless Grayscale or MicroStrategy sells a lot, which they might to actually cash in some profits, we're going to continue to go up fairly quickly. Now, if they sell some, we're probably going to go down, especially if that MT Gox stuff comes out. We're probably going down a little bit, but I think that will be a very short-term thing. And, even after that, we're probably going to go up very, very quickly because they'll probably want to buy back in at a slightly lower price. And when they actually do that, the market's going to be squeezed again for Bitcoin and will go much, much higher than 30,000. I think 50,000 by mid-year is a very reachable goal, and 100,000 by the end of the year is definitely a reachable goal, knowing that Grayscale is even upping their buying and the OTC market is pretty much drying up as evidenced by the continuous increase in Bitcoin price. So very, very bullish, and I think altcoins will actually follow sooner or later. Maybe not XRP because of the lawsuit, but other altcoins will definitely follow up sooner or later. And, it might be a couple months, but people are going to look for other investments and higher quality, higher ROI investments, especially retail investors. And I think a lot of that money is going to flow into altcoins. So that is the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.